What it do? It's your boy, Illuminated D, and you know what I'm saying? We back with another one. So, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I want to thank all the subscribers. Thank you to everybody who participates and, comments and likes and subscribes. I really appreciate your time for checking out the channel Illuminated D. So, today's topic is I wanted to talk about why people get jealous in relationships and how to overcome this traumatic thing that somehow seems to seep into whatever it is that you got going on in your relationship life, friendship life, family life, anything. It could be, you could use this for anything, but we're going to gear it more so towards relationships, all right? So I think a lot of times people get jealous in relationships because in their mind they have this belief of whoever is on the receiving end of their mental thinking, right? That they are personally in self not adequate enough to the person's standard that they have mentally put on them and their beliefs, even though they didn't necessarily do anything or say anything to make you feel that way. Now, depending on the situation, I would say, because some people do try to make you jealous. Some people try to do things and they try to make you feel some type of way. And if you are, what's the word, more passive, you're not as assertive, or they would say you nonchalant. A lot of people talk about the nonchalant. They're like, oh, you're just really nonchalant, type. And it tends to make people weary and they just don't sometimes know. So I think this is the first thing that if you're in a relationship and you really like somebody and you feel jealousy seeping in. See, there's two different things between love and jealousy. See, love is having a care for somebody and caring so deeply about them and wanting the best for them. Jealousy is seeing somebody do great or knowing that they have greatness inside of them and wanting to either shield them or having animosity built up due to that potential or that shine. So I want people to be able to identify exactly where it stems from. So I think a lot of times people say, well, their boyfriend gets jealous. Well, see, depending on the guy, right? The guy doesn't have as many options sometimes. And depending on their lifestyle, like if they're into fitness, do they eat healthy? Do they have a skincare routine? Mental routine, meditation. Do they get, how much do they get paid? Are they able to go do things? Can they go out sometimes? Can they take you out? All these different factors play a key point in some dudes getting jealous, right? You might be the most beautiful chick that the dude ever had in his life. He probably never went around anywhere in the world sometimes, and when he sees you, he just sees magnificence. So when he sees another man having the ability to have potential access to what he has, or to be able to take you from him because you get hit up on so many different accounts on a daily basis, sometimes dudes get jealous and they just don't know how to handle it. And girls, women get jealous too when they see their man, being able to have or give or is getting access to what she should solely be giving him, and he's entertaining it potentially depending on the scenario and how it's happening. That can make your girl jealous. So I think jealousy really stems from a self feeling that is taking their mindset and placing it on the other party and making their own self feel inadequate to what this person is deserving of. But I want you to start looking at it like it's all based off the characteristics, you know? It's all based off the characteristics and how they treat you. Do they show you? Do they reassure you? You know what I'm saying? We always talk about the love language, you know what I'm saying? Some people's is touch, some people's words of affirmation, some people is giving gifts, some people's is, you know, time together. You know, it can be so many different things, but I think once we understand our triggers and learn that we don't have to pick jealousy, we don't have to pick anger. See, these things are human, you know, we're all human, so they're natural things that can potentially occur. But as children, they taught us that we need to address our problems head on. And sometimes if it is triggering you, then what you should do is you should talk to your partner. But understand that you can't avoid not talking to the opposite sex every single time. I think that's nonsense. I think for people to not be able to have female and male friends and to want to be able to build different bonds, you shouldn't make your partner jealous. And I think that stems from a long history of trauma, and we have to address our trauma. We have to, you know, work on our traumas. And whenever these negative mindsets come into play, we have to be the ones to stop ourselves, say, hey, listen, what's happening in this situation? Okay, do I have a chance to talk to my partner? Let me talk to them. Let me see what they're saying. How are they feeling? Okay, they explain it's nothing. If it's really nothing, then you have to address your own self and be like, you know what? I really shouldn't be jealous. And you have to soul search and go deep within yourself. And just how you have to kill your fear and your doubt to things that you want to do in order to make yourself successful, you have to address the jealousy, the traumas, the learned behaviors, and change your mindset. And when you start changing your mindset and you start addressing these behaviors and these lash outs in these moments, I think that we can all be the best individuals over time just by doing work and effort. You know, it doesn't take one day in order to get fit in the gym. It doesn't take one day. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. It takes weeks, months. Sometimes you got to work on your own mindset, and you got to, anytime you have something come into your mind, you have to grab it right then and there. Don't let it linger. So I think that's where the jealousy comes from. It's not being able to identify the love in the situation and look at the full picture while things are happening, and being able to address your own mindsets or our own mindsets at time in order to have emotional discipline, or, you know, definitely emotional discipline, because it is an emotion. Jealousy is just an emotion, but it doesn't have to control us, and we don't have to let our emotions control when we speak or when we do certain things. We have to be self-controlled. You know what I'm saying? Don't be emotionally controlled, but be self-controlled. But with that being said, we all want to be successful. We all want to be somewhere in life. But in order to do that, you got to do something that you ain't never done before. And that's the reason that we doing this right here, right now. All right, everybody be blessed. Be safe. We out.